All right, I got just about everything in my car. Ready for Monday. Got to get more gas though. And get some mix oil, but oh, watch out for that. All right, so Exhibit A. Oh yeah, okay, I get my video right here. This will be fine. This will be fine. Maybe I'll do it this way. Watch it don't scratch my lovely paint on the silver pellet. All right, so what you got here is my MS 170. I know it says 180, but it is an MS 170. And I want to tell you about the time I thought he nearly drowned. Okay, so last week, I've already used this saw a couple of times this year. It's already paid for itself a couple of times already this year. But about 2 days ago, 3 days ago, well, actually 5 days ago, I did a job, and it was really cold in the morning. And this saw tends to be a little bit reluctant to start in the cold, and I think I now know why. But I did get it started, and I went and I started doing the job. I let the saw warm up for about 5 minutes or so, which was probably not long enough. So between this one and the gray one I called Old Friend, the one you just saw, the Echo you just saw in the trunk there, I started cutting, and when I went to start this guy, he didn't start, he flooded. So then I waited, okay, well, I'll wait 15 minutes. I tried him again. He was still flooded. And then I waited about 45 minutes, tried him again, and it's like, okay, if he doesn't go, he's done he's flooded for the day. And I don't have time to really work on stuff, pulling plugs out and all that stuff when I'm on somebody else's clock. So I just used the other saw. So the next morning I came out and gave it, I figured it should go on the first or second pull. Didn't go. And I pulled and pulled and pulled, and it wouldn't. So okay, there's something more wrong with it. So my dad suggested to pull the cover off and have a look at the magnetos, because we took the top off and it wasn't getting any fire. So I figured, oh, maybe the coil's done. So I thought, well, to eliminate the plug, I pulled the plug out. I stuck a screwdriver in there and grounded it out on the head, and I didn't get a zap from that. So that told me, there was no fire getting to the coil. So then we thought, well, maybe we'll see in there. I should have showed you all this when I had it apart, but I'm going to show you on the other saw anyway, because I'm going to try it on some other saws. But what ended up happening is the gap between the flywheel and with the magnetic strips on it was completely rusted, and the gap was too big. So I put the gap back to this width of a business card. So I don't know if that's a proper gapping or not, but and then I sanded it with 150 grit to take the rust off. 2 pulls away it went. So I guess it had corroded just from sitting in the garage all winter or whatever. So something that I'm going to check on my other saws. I bet you will explain some of the problems with some of my other saws. So I just wanted to share that with you. And when I get the other saws pulled apart, I'll show you that part. So I'm going to try them again. It's warm enough now that he should start no problem. But hopefully that was the only problem yesterday. I don't know where to put this camera thing. I'm just going to give it a quick start up and go from there. So it runs okay. Might need, it sounds like it needs a little bit of a spring adjustment, but by the time I adjust it, do the spring adjustment on it, what'll end up happening is it'll be summer, or it'll warm right up, and then I'll have to adjust it again. So I'm going to just leave it, and yeah, but it's a great little saw. So it's already paid for itself about twice this year so far. I only used it a handful of times. times. But if I get a couple of years out of this thing, 200 bucks, guys. Yeah, but that's going to be a maintenance thing that I'm going to keep on top of, is checking the gap on that, because this saw gets used a lot, so you know, it gets bounced around. I haven't dropped it or anything like that, although at one point this thing got tossed off, fell off the a truck at highway speed. It fell off the top and rolled down the highway, so it is, everything on it is a little bit kind of crooked and stuff, so nothing lines up, but it does cut well, and it runs pretty good. It does start pretty good once it's warmed up. It's 1 pull, 2 pulls max. When it's colder, you know, it's a little more fussy, but yeah. So that's, I think, what my problem was, which means my 009 might have the same problem. If that's the case, I may have just got another free saw. I'm going to see if I can get that one going. All right, anyway, there we go.